Chapter 4 The Magic Paintbrush. In a quaint little town, nestled between rolling hills and meadows, there lived a young girl named Miranda. Miranda was a budding artist with an extraordinary gift. Her drawings came to life. Her sketches of playful kittens would leap off the paper and chase after yarn, and her paintings of birds would flutter around the room. But Miranda had no idea how she possessed this remarkable talent until one fateful day when she stumbled upon an ancient and magical paintbrush. It was a sunny afternoon, and Miranda had decided to explore the attic of her grandmother's old house. The attic was a treasure trove of forgotten memories and dusty relics. Among the old trunks and creaky furniture, Miranda discovered a small, ornate box tucked away in a corner. It was decorated with intricate patterns and had a tiny lock that had long since lost its key. With curiosity bubbling inside her, Miranda shook the box gently, and to her surprise, it opened with ease. Inside, she found a paintbrush unlike any she had ever seen before. Its handle was made of polished oak, and its bristles shimmered like moonlight. Miranda's heart skipped a beat as she touched the enchanted brush. Without thinking, she grabbed a nearby scrap of paper and dipped the brush into a small jar of ink. As she began to paint, she was mesmerized by how the brush seemed to move on its own, creating lines and shapes with a life of their own. With each stroke, the paper came to life, and a magnificent butterfly fluttered off the page and circled her room. Miranda's eyes widened in amazement, and she couldn't believe what she was seeing. She quickly grabbed another sheet of paper and painted a garden filled with colorful flowers. To her astonishment, the flowers sprouted from the page, and the room was filled with their sweet fragrance. Over the next few days, Miranda experimented with her magical paintbrush. She painted a joyful circus, and suddenly a troupe of acrobats tumbled through the air. She painted a bustling marketplace, and the merchants and shoppers came to life, their voices filling the room. Miranda was overjoyed by her newfound ability, and she spent hours creating beautiful and whimsical scenes. Her grandmother, who was a kind and wise woman, watched with a knowing smile. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of orange and pink, Miranda's grandmother sat down beside her. "My dear," she said, "I see you have discovered the magic of the paintbrush." Miranda nodded eagerly, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It's incredible, Grandma. I can bring my drawings to life." Her grandmother's gaze turned serious. "Miranda, with great power comes great responsibility. You must be careful how you use this magic." Miranda looked puzzled. "What do you mean, Grandma?" Her grandmother explained, "The paintbrush has the power to bring your creations to life, but you must use it wisely. Remember that everything you paint will have a life of its own, and you are responsible for their well-being." Miranda's excitement dimmed as the weight of her grandmother's words sank in. She realized that she needed to be mindful of how she used the magical paintbrush. She thanked her grandmother for her guidance and promised to use her gift responsibly. As the days turned into weeks, Miranda continued to create wonderful and magical drawings, but she made sure to think carefully before bringing them to life. She painted friendly animals to keep her company, and they played joyfully in her room. She painted beautiful landscapes, and they transported her to far-off places in her imagination. One day, as Miranda was painting a garden filled with talking flowers, she noticed something unusual in her neighbor's yard. The once vibrant garden had withered and was now nothing but a dry patch of earth. Her neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, looked distraught as she tried to revive her plants with a watering can. Miranda felt a pang of guilt, realizing that she had been so absorbed in her own magical creations that she hadn't noticed the needs of those around her. She decided to use her gift to help Mrs. Thompson's garden. With a few careful strokes of the paintbrush, Miranda created a magnificent rain cloud above the garden. As she painted, tiny raindrops fell from the cloud, nourishing the soil and bringing life back to the withered plants. Mrs. Thompson watched in awe as her garden sprung back to life before her eyes. She rushed over to Miranda, her eyes brimming with tears of gratitude. "Oh, Miranda, you're a miracle worker. You've saved my garden." Miranda smiled, feeling a warm sense of satisfaction. "I'm glad I could help, Mrs. Thompson." Word of Miranda's incredible talent spread throughout the town, and people began to seek her help with their gardens, homes, and even their wildest dreams. Miranda used her magical paintbrush to paint bridges over streams, castles in the clouds, and magnificent feasts for special occasions. But she always remembered her grandmother's advice and used her gift responsibly, never letting her creations outstay their welcome or cause harm. She made sure that her magical worlds were temporary and that the real world remained as it should be. As Miranda grew older, she became known as the artist with the magic touch, and her paintings brought joy and wonder to everyone in the town. She used her talent to help those in need and to make the world a more beautiful place. One day, Miranda received a special request from an old man named Mr. Jenkins. He had always dreamed of flying like a bird, and he asked Miranda if she could make his dream come true. Miranda smiled and agreed to help. She painted a magnificent pair of wings on a large canvas and placed it in the town square. As Mr. Jenkins stepped into the painting, the wings came to life, and he soared into the sky, laughing with pure joy. The townspeople gathered to watch in amazement as Mr. Jenkins flew high above, circling the town like a graceful bird. Miranda knew that this was a moment of pure magic, and she felt a deep sense of happiness knowing that she had made someone's dream come true. As the sun set and Mr. Jenkins landed safely back in the town square, the townspeople applauded and cheered. Miranda realized that her magical paintbrush had brought not only joy, but also a sense of unity and wonder to her town. Years passed, and Miranda continued to use her gift to bring happiness to others. She painted murals on school walls, created beautiful gardens for nursing homes, and even helped a young boy have a magical birthday party with a real-life circus. Throughout it all, Miranda never forgot the importance of using her magic responsibly and being mindful of the needs of those around her. She knew that her gift was a precious one and that she could make a big difference in the world by using it for the greater good. And so, in a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills and meadows, a young artist named Miranda continued to paint the world with wonder, one magical creation at a time, teaching everyone the true meaning of responsible magic and the power of a kind heart. I certainly hope that you enjoyed that story. It is my wish that you will continue to watch and listen to the many new stories I will share with you on this channel. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, and share with your friends. And for now, be blessed and be well.